We're going like,
Okay.
hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the time zone you're watching us. Thank you for joining our today's workshop. We are back with the SAP Data and Analytics Discovery Days, the hands-on workshop. And today I have an interesting panel with me who are going to cover the topic modernizing SAP BW, the hands-on journey to SAP BDC. Now, before we begin, the session will be recorded so that it can be shared post our workshop. And also towards the end of the workshop, we do have a dedicated Q&A sessions. If you see at the bottom, there is a Q&A tab. So kindly utilize it. Keep those questions coming in so that our experts can answer that. With that, I would want to introduce our panel for today. I would like to start with AB. We call him AB. His name is Abraham Kurian. AB.
Yeah, thank you, Naveen. Good morning, good evening, folks. Thank you for joining this. My name is Abraham Benjamin Kurian. I go by AB, based in Houston, Texas. And I'm the go-to-market lead for SAP services in North America, which means the entire regions of US, Canada, a good part of Mexico, and Latin America as well. So that's the region that we cover. And we look forward to, having this conversation. I'll finish the rest of the thing, and then we'll jump right back to the topic. Bye, Naveen.
Thank you, AB. Jagdish,
Yeah,
quick
good.
introduction.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Amy. And thanks, Naveen. Good morning and good evening, everyone. My name is Jagdish. I'm a SAP BD lead consultant here, working as a SAP, currently having 10 years of experience in the SAP analytics practice. Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Let's bring this thing on and let's get started. Okay.
Let's just start with our session. Yeah.
Sure. So, folks, while Naveen brings it up, once again, thank you for joining us. I know when you talk about SAP BW as such, right, the business warehouse, the analytics, and how that all is meshing together, because SAP has also brought in a lot of new products as we look into the business warehouse journey, right? It's no more analytics, it's no more reporting, it's much more than that. It's real-time data, it's this information that comes to folks, and how exactly are we leveraging the SAP product line, right? So SAP talks about a lot of aspects when it comes in. But now everything is moving to the cloud. You have what is called as a data warehouse cloud. You also have a lot of analytics that has gone to the cloud. So everything is on cloud, and which makes it so much more easier, right? You're not confined to your desktops. You're not confined to your devices anymore. You just need a URL for a browser, and there you have all the data. And so the modernization journey, as you call it, right, from business warehouse, it has been a great story. And Yash, as an organization, we have jumped right in. Our experts have now got into a stage whereby we are also in the forefront. So whether it is BDC, and even this morning, you must have seen the news of how Snowflake is now introduced into the journey of modernization for the data analytics team, right? So we are in there. We have at this point in time got our feet wet into all these aspects, and that's a good part of it, right? So Jagdish will take you through that. He will introduce you. He'll show you the demo. He will show you how we are actually doing this for many of our organization, and some of our key folks from CRL and other organizations are here to understand, because we have been partnering with them. We have been with them in this journey. We have been with them right from the days when we have been talking about just basic reporting, right? So we've taken that to the next level, and so that journey has been there, right? So having said that, let's get right into this. So I want to. So my task is to, for those of you who are not aware of Yash, give you an overview of who Yash is. What do we do as an organization? Where are we located? What are some of our key strengths? What are our offerings, right? And then we move on to the data analytics portion, which Jagdish will have, and then we'll finally end up with a demo. And of course, please feel free, as Naveen said, please feel free to post your questions here, right? We have polls that we have put together. We want to keep it completely engaged. We don't want to be just this monologue that you'll hear from us. We want to continue to engage with all of us and carry it to the next level, right? So starting off, right? So this is for those who ask that big question: who is Yash? Who are you? Who are you folks actually? We just call ourselves an organization that is large enough to transform. but small enough to care. At this point in time, our CEO Manoj, we are very very this thing. He's one open person who you can contact at that thing. You can text him, you can call him. He's very very willing to sing, and that's the same thing with all our organization leaders, right? We are at this point in time. We want to work hand in hand with you. We want to make sure that we are at this point in time, and at the same time, as much as we are small enough to care, we are large enough to transform. So we have taken at this point in time, we may not be in terms of revenue size or that as with some of the big boys, but we can still. So we talk about projects where we have gone in and designed. We have been part of the blueprint. We have been part of the run, the entire implementation, and then we've taken support. So end-to-end support for an S4 HANA journey is something that we have done. We have done the same thing as we move folks, right? So from the days of BW 3.5, right, to 7.0, and now to BW for HANA, and then into SAC and the DataSphere. We've taken them. So we have had so many of these journeys, and we are proud of what we have grown from small time organizations. We are really large, and you will see in our corporate overview that this is who we are, right? So we are at this point in time, we are a choice for many of the Fortune 500 companies. We are there in that footprint, in some shape or size, right? Whether it is at this point in time just consulting work, or whether it's implementation or support, we are there. And you see, we are now at 9,000 plus employees. And why I want you to keep the numbers in your mind is when we come into the SAP services, we'll see how those numbers compare, right? We have about 44 global deliveries and 50 plus center of excellences. So what are these center of excellences? We'll explain that a little bit more as we talk about SAP services, but they are the ones who actually augment, who support our implementation teams as we go forward. Right. In the second half, you'll see that we are one of the top 20 SAP, back to the previous slide, top 20 SAP S4 HANA customers. So we are there in that journey, whether it's RISE for private cloud, or GROW for public cloud, right? We are there as well. And for those of who you know about some of the 50 plus GCC customers as well, we are there. And then you will see all these certifications, right? This is not something that we are visiting. So EcoVadis has got, for example, sustainability. We have a large team that focuses just on EHS and sustainability, right? So that is there. We also have at this point in time our business team, and you'll see that in the listing, where the consulting team comes in and talks about roadmaps. So when you go for a large digital transformation, when you move in the process, the people, the technology, all that has got to be taken into consideration, because you're making that big jump, the digital transformation jump. And when you do that, we have an organization that just dedicated to just let you know how what is going to happen, what is the impact, how do you move from point A to point B. So we have a team that focus on that. 11 years in a row, we have been an employer of choice, and we are proud of this accolades, right? This is not something that we have worked hard to earn this, and that's how we have grown and become an employer of choice. In the bottom, you'll see a few sprinklings of our long-standing engagements. So Caterpillar is a great story for us, right? So we walked in with just two um, SAP experts into Peoria, and obviously in Illinois, near Illinois. And then we walked in. Then today we are an 800 large number of experts that we have on the ground, a large team. And this has been the story that we have had, right? Whether it is Merck, where Smith and Nephew, we started small, but now we are big. Right, we have a large team in all these accounts, and these accounts are, I'm pretty sure for those who are seeing, these are not small time accounts, right? Whether you take Slumberjay out in Houston, or Travelers, or Ecobat, Capelli Sports, which you would see in many of our youth sports. These are all big accounts, and we are proud of our association, how we have actually built these teams out. Next slide, Joseph. So this is where we say, our global reach, right? So you see this whole aspects when it comes to North America, right? So we are at this point in time, East Moline is where we are actually having our regional headquarters, and that's where we are located. And then the global headquarters that we have is in Chicago. So right next to the beautiful Chicago River, right next to Trump Tower, we have a large office in downtown, and that's where we operate off. But we have other offices, right? St. Louis, Princeton, San Antonio, Peoria, Minneapolis, and then we are down in Canada as well, Mississauga, as well as Vancouver and Mexico. So across the globe, we have grown. We have grown into all these regions primarily because that's where we go, where our customers need us, right? So we build from scratch. We grow closer, and that you will see also in Europe. in the Middle East, India, where we have a large number of our development centers. Indore is one of our final offices that we have in India. And then we have this in Asia and Australia as well. So these are the places that we have, and we've actually marked it out, right? So you'll see both in these places, our global as well as our regional headquarters. Right, so there's a large spread for us when you look at it as a global. So we're not just a small company operating there in Chicago. We are a large spread. Right, next slide. Okay, so this takes us to the SAP service, and one of the points that I was focusing on was out of the 9,000 employees that you have, right, 4,500 of them are just SAP consultants. Just letting you know the focus of our organization when it comes to a service line, right? So this is where we are focused on SAP as a service line. We have over 700 plus projects at different stages. Some of them are what we call at this point in time in the blueprinting phase, or we are in the implementation phase. We are in support phases, right? So we have different things going on and 700 plus projects, and we have 100 plus just focused on S4HANA. Right, so this is a huge feather in our cap, and we are right there with some of the big boys where we are churning our projects in a different. And so many of our consultants are in different phases as we talk about the ERP projects. Now we also focus into AI ML. And business AI is something that we are really leveraged. So, as many of you know, data analytics comes part of that. But whether it is also generative AI, we have done a lot of work with Jewel right now. We have also taken into considerations what the business process automation is all about. So we leverage AI quite a bit, and that has been. And we have a lab where our consultants are focused on creating at this point in time not only use cases but also a large number of bots, right? So whether it's invoice generation, so many of these automated bots are also something that we have actually got our feet wet in which we're doing. We also focus on industry solutions, whether it's life sciences, manufacturing. We focus on these industry solutions that is, and some of them have actually been taken to the SAP store as a QPPS, right? Partner solutions as well. And then accelerators. These are the accelerators that help us in our implementation journey. So while you go in, we have had this accelerator, say, for example, for Smith and Nephew, but when you sign up as a new customer, all these accelerators are accessible to you as well. You as an organization get to that, and that's our IP. We are happy to share that so that we can expedite your implementation. This is where I was talking about the internal COE, right? So the internal COE is always part of an implementation. So whether it is supply chain or human capital, or at this point in time, finance, there is a COE that backs this implementation so that we have a team that is helping us support as we move forward. Um, next slide. So this is our offering slide, right? This is what we bring to the market. This is what we do. So SAP Cloud ERP is what we have. So whether it's greenfield, brownfield, or bluefield, right? The selective data migration, we have it all, right? So, and this is where I said, so in a digital transformation exercise, we come in with our business team, the consulting arm of our organization, where they do the assessment, where they actually bring out at the end of it, there's a readout and a business case that tells you how exactly is your transformation roadmap going to be. How are you jumping at this point in time in your digital transformation? How are you making that leap forward, right? So we'll have. They're also what is called as a value added reseller. So if there's any SAP licenses or BOM that you want to discuss, we'll be happy to take that conversations forward for you. We also have global rollouts. So this is so we have several organizations where it's a North America rollout and then goes to Latin America, Europe. So we have been part of that journey as well. And then of course, whether it's ERP private or public, right? The rise or the growth journeys, we'll be happy to participate in that. And because we have got experience around both aspects as well. When we look at our line of business solutions, finance, very key. We have a lot of good things that's going on, not just in management and just the old finance and the CEO. We also have done a lot of work for ICMR, and that's another thing that we have. So when it comes to reporting on that front, we have done that as well. Supply chain is like again a very strong line of business when it comes to us. So whether it is at this point in time sunsetting APO and moving to IBP or doing in the digital asset management, we have it covered very well. Right, spend management, we have now into that journey whereby with Ariba at this point in time, anything to do with both direct and indirect procurement, we are there at this stage. Human capital is success factors. We have a lot of good projects, and what we have done is we are one of the few organizations that have jumped ahead and actually implemented Joule, right? So the Gen AI that comes in for key modules like recruitment marketing or onboarding, right? We have leveraged that for SCM, and we have got a couple of projects that are already running fully with Joule. EHS and sustainability, this is a big thing for us because of the fact that SAP, we are a strong partner with SAP at this point in time with many of their solutions, right? Whether it is SCT or RDP, any of these solutions, we are there. We are our team under Yogesh Nagpal has done some tremendous work, and we are partnering with SAP. The BTM services, like I said, whether it's phase zero assessment. So we are also at this point in time a Signavio PA model. What does that mean? That means we have the licenses, and you as a customer can come in and kick the tires for say a month and check out, process insights, for example, run those reports, understand how those reports are, and we'll be happy to do that for you, right? So, and then now, as that whole portfolio is expanded, right, LeanIX for enterprise architecture, or WalkMe as a digital adoption platform, we have that covered in our business transformation. And then one of the big things that we always emphasize is in any large scale user adoption, we talk about OCM. We bring our OCM expert right up in front because we feel that that's key. As users adopt into the new platform, OCM plays a big part of that because that journey has to start from there. We look at BTP, right? AI and data. This is where I think Jagdish will talk a little bit more about how we emphasize ourselves, how we are now. There's a lot of planning that we are having, whereby we move in now to SAC. We leverage the analytics cloud for planning. We also have a lot of projects where we have a data sphere in place as well, and then of course business data cloud, the newest products on that, and how we have actually got these ourselves into that, right? Excuse me. Um, and then we talk about security and GRC, another big area that we are focusing on as such, where we actually have folks move. And the data migration, as many of you know, especially in S4HANA, data migration becomes very, very key. And we have a very set, dedicated amount of experts who are focused on data migration. In the bottom, you would see infrastructure services and testing, right? Two big things that is there, where we actually talk about archiving. As many of you know, solution manager is being sunset, and everyone is now moving on to what we call as a calm, right? So calm is now a big thing for us, and when we are actually in that journey, a lot of conversations have happened, especially in North America, as we move customers over to calm. And then testing as a services, we use primarily, we partner with Tricentis and Tosca as a product, where in S4HANA specifically, we have made sure that we have this testing. On the left-hand side, you'll see what we talk about our support services, right? So whether it's managed services, managed capacity, or shared services, our AMS, right? Teams have done fantastic. I mean, very well in some of these products, and we also have, at this point in time, some very large products that we have, projects that we have actually taken from some of our competitors, just because of of what we bring to the ground. So that's another big key thing that we have done recently. Excuse me. All right, next slide, please. So this, I'm sure those who have been following SAP have seen this, right? This is what we call as the sunrise image. Different names are there, but this is where we are actually in, right? So the two big journeys, whether it's with the public cloud and the in the Grow journey, or with RISE, where it's private, right? So both this we have, and then we have taken that on the foundation of the business technology platform, right? See all four components of the business technology platform, whether it is at this point in time just BTP, or you look at data analytics, you look at the business AI, we have it all, right? We have it covered very well, and we take that through the business data cloud, as Jagdish would show you today, and then finance, like I mentioned, spend management, supply chain, human capital, and are what we really focus on, and that's how we have now got into this journey, right? And then gradually we're getting our feet wet, whether it is agentic AI or just dual agents. We are into that as well. A lot of development. We are having some very a great conversation, because just like what SAP is emphasizing on the whole journey, whereby AI, data, and the SAP apps come together, right? We are in that journey as well, totally helping out. And I mean, if you hit the enter, you would see that these are the core industries that we focus on, whether it's discrete and process manufacturing, right? A lot of chemicals industries we have, transportation and logistics, big time that we have. C.F. Robinson is an example, and then wholesale trading and distribution. We are in that industry as well. Life sciences. This has been our a core. Industry that we focus on. We have some big clients right here in Houston. We have Livanova, which focus on the heart and lung machine. So they are there, and then of course CRL is with us today. There's also Smith and Nephew. There is at this point in time Insulet, another big thing that we organizations that we work with. So a lot of these life sciences has been there where we have actually been part of their journey for quite some time. Food and agriculture and also retail. This is another focus. Higher education research is a focus that we have, especially when it comes to higher education. Air University is a large project that we are actually working right now with the U.S. Army. And then, of course, energy, chemicals, and utilities is another industry that we focus on. So having said that, I will now pass the baton over to Jagadish, where he will focus more on. Yes, this is another view on how we are actually putting up our business AI and data cloud, how it all comes together with the applications. Many of you must have seen a different version of this across many of these SAP events. But where we say is we are going to collaborate. We're going to actually move our AI. We're going to actually leverage our AI. We're going to talk about supply chain agents and how that is actually tying up with the SAP BDC cloud, where it's all under a semantic layer of data products, right? And then finally, how it all flows down to the apps that is powered by business technology platform. So that is a story that we have, and we happy to have those conversations. If there's specifically you wanted to address, we'll be happy to have that. But we will move on to the data analytics, which Jagdish will help drive for you folks.
Yeah, thanks, Abhi. Thanks, Abhi. Yeah. And as AB mentioned, right, like the why we are going with the BW modernization is like in the past, for the if we consider any past 20 years or 25 years, several clients or customers has implemented their BW as their investments, right? So going forward, like they wanted to use that BW investments, whatever they invested, into the modern platforms like BDC or any AI capabilities they wanted to use. We need to show some path. Like so, SAP has come up with a path called BDC BW modernization with respect to the BDC. So if we consider, so from this data fabric, if we see this business data fabric, we can see that there we can connect to the SAP apps and as I mean apps, several SAP LOBs or any other cloud applications like which are software as a service and the cloud native apps, and also we can see that it can connect to the on-prem systems and also the non-SAP data as a several which are different platforms can be integrated into the BDC. So it can be made into perfect fabric. Like it can include analytics by using the data sphere, and also with the help of analytics load, we can go with the reporting, analytics reporting, and also we can do the planning capabilities over there. And the whatever the BW modernization we are talking, like the BW the existing investment they can bring into the business data cloud, and they can do that mixed modeling on top of that by using DataSphere and as well as the BW data products as a source of data. And then they can also use this kind of BW data to machine learning capabilities as it will provide like AI capabilities with the help of Databricks, as it's a SAP partnership. So overall all together we can see like data fabric is business data fabric has formed in the business data cloud. This is what the approach it came with the SAP. And moving to what next? Yeah, next please. Naveen, can you move it to the next slide? Hello? Sorry. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, from here we can see that the business data cloud, it's like we can pre-configure like semantically enriched data products, and also we can integrate the engineering and data science work capabilities here. And also we can do that seamless integration with the SAP and both SAP and non-SAP data with respect to BDC. And overall together we can get the out-of-box reporting like with all the we can like intelligent applications or whatever the insights we wanted to develop. It can be supporting like all the out of box reporting. It can also fuel like means we can see that AI capabilities. It means like we can utilize that existing data, and also we can use the machine learning algorithms, and we can do some AML related predictions. That kind of activities all can be done from the business data cloud. Yeah, move to the next slide. And we can see that there are several roles or personas we can say here involved in this business data cloud. One is like data modeler. We can say the data modeler will be like is responsible for making that manage and clean the data model, build the models and whatever it is coming as a part of analytic layer. And the business analysts like he will do like whatever the data analysis it can be needed. It that kind of role activities can be performed. Data scientists can also be involved like wherever when the AI capabilities wanted to utilize. So these data scientist or engineer can be involved here. BDC administrator is like admin in the basis. We in the S/4HANA or any practice we call, if you see there is a basis, right? So the same way we can have the BDC administrator in the cockpit, like he will be having all the admin activities need to be performed over there. Similarly, SAP developer, if you wanted to connect to the any SAP LOBs like a different S/4HANA or any success factors or any other S4 different LOBs, we can use this as a role like SAP LOB developer. LOB, finally, the LOB consumer is like the end user. When they wanted to, whoever sees the insights over there. This kind of for decision making and also for the analytics, the LOB consumer is the main ultimate user for that business. Move to the next slide. Next slide, please.
Yes, Jagdish.
If we see this particular architecture, like this is the overall components overview of the SAP Business Data Cloud, and we can see that there are the main focus is like SAP in the Business Data Cloud. They came up with a concept called object store. So in the it will be whatever the data it is coming from the so different sources, it can be directly stored in the object store like HANA data lake file. So it will be added advantage to the customers or any organizations like for minimizing the storage. I mean, pricing cost can be minimized actually based on this, because they're going at the data lakes basically. So that object store is like acting as a primary data injection layer here, and the different SAP LOB systems, like we can see that S/4HANA PC, and there are different HCM or customer exchange, sustainability. All these can be integrated directly into the BDC. And also we can see that there are SAP LOB systems like which are on-prem, like S/4HANA on-prem and the BW or any ECC, which are customer managed and can be integrated into the BDC with by using connectors. And also we do have a non-SAP source systems like files, APIs, and Azure and Azure data lakes can be integrated into the data sphere directly via external connectors. And also it can be available for the open data ecosystems, like it can SAP has, we all know like SAP has partnership with the Databricks. So it is a part of external, I mean, if the customer is having any external Databricks outside the environment of BDC, it can also be connected to the BDC like. And there are different Confluent and Colibra and different Google Cloud. All this can be integrated like open ecosystems into the BDC. We can get the data. So if in the BDC, if in the BDC, we can see that there is a main component called BDC cockpit, there where the BDC admin will take the complete control over there. Like he can create the entitlements. Like entitlements is nothing but whatever the landscape they have, the customer's landscape is they are having, they all can be built over there, like by provisioning that particular mm, systems like DataSphere and DataSphere, Data SAC and all whatnot. And also we can, whatever the SAP is coming, SAP is stating that new concept called data product, right? That data product installation can be done from the BDC cockpit, where these data products is acting as a source for that particular analytics and whatnot. Like it can be applicable for the zero copy mechanism to the data bricks. Like all these things can be installed over from there. And security and governance is also a part of that BDC cockpit. Coming to the BWPC, and as we all know that the main modernization they're talking about, right? With respect to BW, that modernization is a part of this particular box, like SAP BWPC means whatever the system they having, like BW, they are uplifting that to a private cloud edition and keeping in the business data cloud, and they're whatever the data assets they maintained overall the past 20 years or whatnot, they can be utilized in the modernized data architecture, and they can use this as a source to them to use their uh, data assets. And also we can see that legacy data flows or can be built over here in the using this PWPC. And data project generator is nothing but this is the tool which is provided by the SAP to support whatever the data assets being used by the available in the VW they wanted to use. Means we need to use this data project generator to generate a data product in the business data cloud. SAP Data Sphere is like one of the analytics data warehouse here. We will be having all the like latex functionalities like semantics, and also we can do that joule integration can be done. We all know that. And the knowledge graph is also one of the new integration, like finding that AI related capabilities. That kind of all that kind of functionalities can be implemented by using analytics layer can be built over here the data sphere. And the SAP Databricks is like a partnership with that, but we can utilize whatever the data is coming from the SAP it can be shared to the Databricks via zero copy mechanism, so there is no need to save any data from data data SAP to data bricks. It's a direct zero copy, and the bidirectional, both the bidirectional sharing is like whatever the data product is derived in the database can be shared back to the data product as a BDC in the BDC. And we can use that AML custom AML applications can be created, or also you can do that AML related algorithms models can be built over here. After once the everything is final, done, like finally the end user will be having like analytics cloud. In the SAC analytics, they will be doing the reporting, and as well as the job integration and also planning can be done. On top of this, finally intelligent, this is the main core concept for the SAP. Like they came up with a concept called intelligent applications. It's like end-to-end application. Whatever the end user installs, it will install whatever the source, starting from the source to end and to the end of the report, like a full-fledged report. This is the overall components overview of this SPP BTC. Yeah, thank you. Move towards next, please. This slide will talk about here. We can see that business data fabric is extending services, right? We can see that business content from business data fabric is moving to the one end-to-end out of the box reporting, like up source. It will increase the business value from it's like a conversion of all the applications into one-to-one relation and end-to-end. We can include that AI capabilities, and also we can do that harmonization across the different data systems, different source systems, and we can do it in the analytics layer. And whatever the BW modernization we are talking here, we can directly utilize the BW assets. Next, please. Here comes that BW modernization. Is there the three main pillars, like of the BW modernization here. One is like lift, and the shift is shift. Another one is shift, and the third one is like innovate. All three pillars main acting as a BW modernization concept. And coming towards lift, we can see that we are just lifting that whatever the systems we have for the customers which are having for the last 20 years, like we'll be lifting the BW systems to the private cloud edition and the BDS data cloud. Shift is nothing but whatever the data products, I mean, whatever the once the BW is lifted to private cloud, we will be utilizing their data assets as a source in the BDC. So it will be acting. We will actually it will be acting as a custom data products, like we can call. We are utilizing the BW data product as a source there. Innovate means whatever the innovate. I mean the whatever the data products which are already moved to the BDC, and we can also slowly transition towards the existing new modernization concept called in the SAP data sphere by utilizing the SAP standard products by replacing all the existing BDC. Slowly we are moving like transition from means which we are going to leverage the complete uh, BDC capabilities of data products. Next. Yeah. This from the lift phase we can see that there are the main what are the benefits we can say if we move our BW systems to BW PC as a lift phase. These are the benefits, like we can use their BW data value, means like we can use the AAML capabilities in with respect to your BW data assets. Directly we can utilize the AAML related capabilities, and we can do some analytics on top of that existing past data also, and also the future data as well if until and unless the BW supports here. And also it enables us the data lake house architecture, means the whatever the data we are getting from your BW investments, it will be stored in the data lake house, so as the object store. So this will eventually it will reduce your storage costs. So additionally the customers also will make use of this AML related capabilities even from the direct data lakes by using zero copy approach. And the third one is like we are moving with the Spark as a ABAP runtime, ABAP alternative. Earlier it was like ABAP runtime, right? For any BW related sources. Sorry. Now we are replacing with that with a Spark as an engine, means which will compute Spark acting as a compute to the isolate. It will isolate your analytics, and also it will make use of I mean it will improve the performance basically. These are the three main benefits, like when we move to the BW as a business data cloud PC. Yeah. Next please. And also from here we can see that when we move to the BW PC, these are the main benefits, and also the total cost of ownership we can say. How we can reduce, if we see that the first point like a transformation effort, if we go with the transformation effort means nothing but there is no need to migrate, or I mean migration for no migration cost for SAP BW for HANA, means it will increase your cost reduction up to 100%. Means there is no need to convert from BW to BW for HANA, and also you can reduce the platform modernization approach, because eventually you're utilizing the data products which are generated by the business data cloud, and therefore the efforts can be reduced to 50 to 80%. The maintenance and all everything can be done from the SAP. From the analytics and tech support point of view, if we consider, there is a reduced data integration and maintenance cost will be reduced, and also the basis administration cost will be reduced, and also you can reduce the landscaping, and there is no need to upgrade your patches or service pack upgrades. Eventually it will reduce your unforeseen disk, like sometimes you will be disaster management, right, will be there, right? So that kind of scenarios you can avoid it in the if we go with the BDC uplift. Everything will be taken care by the SAP once it is moved to the BC. And there is, and coming to the software maintenance and SP software maintenance, there is no need of purchasing a license with for the BW for HANA, and also no, you can reduce the subscription cost with respect to tool wise. Like if you consider, sorry, go back, please. If we consider the data sphere, if we for now, the customers are paying the outbound premiums for the if they wanted to move the data from SAP to outside the environment. If we go with the BDC approach, I mean the customers went to the BDC, then the customer there is no they can reduce their outbound premiums without because as with the help of a zero copy mechanism. So there is a cost reduction 100%, like with respect to data, I mean subscription costs. They can optimize their subscription cost. Finally, infrastructure and stack cost means they from the infrastructure wise, if you see that there is no need to maintain anything like hardware or something from the customer point of view, and everything will be taken care by the SAP as a cloud practice. So they can reduce their hardware sizing, and also they can use their mm, volumes, volume storage, etc. Finally, the IT process cost will reduce their IT governance cost because there is no need to maintain that systems with the help of IT admins or something. Eventually, the FTE cost will be reduced from the customer point of view. Thank you. Next, please.
Jagdish, also you want to add about how you can get at this point in time credits, right? Especially if you have a BW, how the credits will all work when it comes to the
Correct.
BOM part of it.
Yeah, and coming to the credits, like whenever we want to use that uh, the BW, we can use that capacity units, whatever we have for the BDC. That the BDC capacity units can be used as a BW modernization. I mean, with respect to the BW, the same capacity. Once the suppose let's say once we transition is completed and the complete transition is completed, I mean, moved from BW to PC, I mean data sphere, then slowly they can decommission their BW, and whatever the credit capacity unit they allocated earlier, they can be slowly transferred back to the existing BDC services. That is also done. That advantage is also
Right.
possible for Sandra.
Um, Jagdish, if you can take one quick this thing. There is a question that has come in our chat. It says, and I'll read it out. It says, lifting BW means it's lifting models or data. If data lifting, then it will affect the cost of storage right in Business Data Cloud. You want to take
Lifting,
that?
yeah, yeah, yes. Lifting BW is nothing but you're lifting your BW completely to private BW private cloud edition with respect to the in within the BDC. Okay, and what when there is a chance, like I mean the probability of converting your data products, I mean based on the customer experience or customer needed, they will be choosing their own data products. As a suppose, let's say if you consider any data ADSO or something is available in your PW, you wanted to utilize that ADSO into your data sphere architecture or a model. Then you can utilize, then you can transfer that ADSO to only to that via data product generator. The data product will be generated in your HANA data lake files. Based on the need only, we can use that.
Right. And there's one more subsequent to that. This is mainly on data security, and we want to take this thing. We just wanted to answer questions as we see it. What is the guarantee of data security as we are moving customer data to cloud?
Yeah. Data security, if you consider the data security, when whatever the data you are moving from your BW investment, I mean BW investment to data sphere, all will be taken care. Object store will be taken care by the SAP managed data foundation services. The SAP managed foundation services will be a part of. I mean, it will be maintained by the SAP itself. There is no one can restrict. I mean, can work on that actually. So we can guarantee. They can guarantee that it cannot be. There is no any mislead of data or any kind of breach. All will be taken care by the foundation services of SAP. There is no, we are not authorized to touch that actually. We don't see that also from our end. Is even in the customer point of view also admin right with admin rights, or from the when partner perspective also they cannot see that.
And we would encourage you, keep typing your questions. We'll get to it as we're saying, but we'll let Jagdish continue. Go ahead, sing to the next slide, please.
Yeah, thanks, Avi. And we can see that there is a path options for the SAP Business Data Warehouse NetWeaver, right? And we are talking that we are lifting that BW to PCE, and or there is one more optional case like some customers may need it to, they wanted to use the BW for HANA capabilities also. That is also optional. That is possible, and that is also optional. There is no need mandatory like we need to convert to the BW PC with respect after converting to the my BW 4 HANA only. So if we consider this particular movement from BW to BW PC, we can see that advantages like we they can move their assets to the SAP BDC, and also they can use their SAP ML use cases, and also there is a main benefit called they can extend their maintenance support until the end of 2030, even though if the customer is on BW 7.5, we all know that the maintenance is going to be end by 2027, right? They will be going to extended with the help of 20 with no additional charges. And similarly, if the customer is looking for like BW4 HANA migration with under the private cloud edition, they will also get the additional capabilities like they can use the data tiering optimization, and also they wanted to use the simplicity of modeling objects with the different layer architecture. That kind of additional benefits they will be getting, and also with respect to that they will be using they will be getting additional extended support until 2040, but means beyond 2030. As we all know that BW4 HANA will support until 2040, right? So that additional support they will be getting with respect to when the customer is moved to BW4 HANA. They wanted to maintain their BW systems, they need to go for the BW4 HANA, and then they can extend the benefit extension support. Next, please. And this is like transition of SAP business private cloud. Means now if you see that the customer is on-premise BW on-premise, and they are having some info providers and which is connecting to any DB or any HANA DB. Okay. Uh, let's say it's a customer is moving to the from their BW to PC. In the future, it will move to PC in the BDC. They will be getting like all the whatever the data products are needed they wanted to generate, and they can directly push that into a data sphere. We can say that on the object store it will get stored, and on the object store they can use that as a data source for creating analytical layer, and also they can share that particular data product whatever it is there to the Databricks as a zero copy approach. And also they can blend their data from the different source systems like non-AP and SAP or SAP integrated data, and the harmonization can be done. There is a metadata harvesting, and also we can accelerate the SAP BW data access via data products. That's what we discussed just now. And they can also implement the AI/ML use cases with respect to the Databricks, like the pure zero copy. Next, please. And this will show you like decision tree, like how the transition will happen from BW to BWPC. If the customer is, if there are two approaches, like one is direct greenfield with respect to SAP BWPC, and the brownfield is like if there are three phases again here. If the customer is in BW 7 less than 7.5, which again there are two more steps here, like with respect to any DB or HANA DB. Any DB means you can directly convert the BW 7.5 to, by doing the upgrade to a BW 7.5 with the service pack of 31, then they can directly move towards the BW PC without migrating to the BW for HANA. If the customer is already sitting on HANA DB, directly they can move it to BW for HANA, PC. If the customer is having a version with respect to 7.5, and they are any DB, they need to upgrade that DB to HANA first, and then move towards BW 7.5 service pack 24. After that, they will be upgrading to BWPC. Similarly, if there is the customer is already in HANA means directly they can go to 7.5 service pack 31, and then is a two-step upgrade, and then they can directly jump to the BW. It will be lifted to the BWPC by the SAP. And the third one is like SAP BW for HANA. Again, we have three more cases. Like if we see that SAP BW for HANA 1.0 and 2.0, they need to upgrade to SAP BW4 HANA 2023 version. Then only they need to they will be lifted to the SAP BW private cloud. And the BW4 HANA 21, they need to upgrade to minimum service pack 11, and then it will be lifted to the BWPC. If it is already in 2023, there is no need. That will be directly lifted to the BWPC. This is the overall transition path. Based on this, the customers can choose the transition towards the BWPC uplift. And the second pillar, this is called SIP to data BW data products. As we all know that shift once the data is, or I mean, BW is already lifted, and then we wanted to use that particular source, right? Whatever the investments we have as assets that can be utilized here, and also along with that, you will be getting an additional capabilities with respect to your existing level. Let's see here on the left side. If you look at that SAP BW and BW for HANA, there in the we are having only limited approaches with the integrated planning and analytics can be done, data modeling and governance can be done, data integration is done, right? So when we move that PW for HANA to BW PC, with respect to the data sphere, if you see that there is a capabilities, means whatever the capabilities you are getting is like you can provide the self-service capabilities and creation of spaces and securing the data with respect to your the spaces they are located, and also semantic onboarding and data marketplace. All these kind of uh, uh, additional features they will be getting as a part of when they move to the BWPC. And also they can use their also they can extending the data lake host architecture, means they are decoupling that external storage, I mean coupling that storage, and also we can use that as a compute for storage. Next please.
Jagdish, before we move ahead, I see there are one or two questions. If you can quickly take those. So first
Yeah,
is, I think, can the BDC be integrated with Snowflake to
yeah,
expose and
yeah.
manage the metadata or semantic models?
As we all know that yesterday only SAP has recently announced like Snowflake has a partnership with the SAP BDC, and it can be directly integrated to the BDC via zero copy approach.
Perfect. Perfect. Thanks for answering that. And also, how do we manage the versioning and life cycle of BDC entities across the environment, which is, let's say, development, QA, and production?
Yeah, same like whatever we have in the data sphere, if you consider in the we do have the development, quality, and testing, right? In the same way, we do have the three different landscapes. I mean, different landscape can be maintained. All these different landscapes can be maintained from the only one business I mean BDC cockpit. In the BDC cockpit, there you will be having a concept called entitlements. In the entitlements, you will be seeing all the different landscapes. Like suppose if you maintain one entitlement for development, if you maintain for another entitlement for quality, like that you can maintain all these different entitlements with respect to your landscape.
Sure.
Your
Thanks for
version
answering.
control can be controlled there.
Yeah,
Okay,
we can continue. Yeah.
right, thanks. And coming to the evaluation of SAP DataSphere and within the business data cloud, you can see that all whatever we discussed earlier, we can see that there are three layers. One is like modeling and consumption with respect to your analytics, and also intelligent applications, right? And also analytical layer, which is a data sphere, and object store layer is nothing but your data lake, HANA data lakes files. All these three layers will be acting as a main pillars here. And also from the once the HANA from the HANA data lake files, you can see that there is a Apache Spark engine. Apache Spark engine will be running as a compute to the data from your whatever the data you're doing, manipulations or computing. It will do that, and with the help of that data share, it can be all these whether it is a custom data product or SAP manager data product, it can be shared via delta share with the help of Databricks. And you can also maintain that capabilities of analytical layer, whatever the analytic scenarios you are building. You can also use that Gen AI capabilities with respect to within the analytical layer of DataSphere. You can also provide a security to the spaces, and also you can govern the data with respect to your teams by providing access with respect to spaces only. Whoever all these authorized, that kind of authorizations can also be done here. HANA Cloud capabilities can also be implemented in the analytical layer. Finally, the end user, the consumption layer will be like your intelligent application, so-called the end-to-end application, like out-of-the-box reporting. Yeah. Next, please.
Great. Jagdish, so another new question. So, uh, there is, could you please let us know whether BDC be used to expose SAP BW or Snowflake's data to external applications like Power BI or SharePoint?
Sorry, come again.
So, could you please let us know whether BDC will be used to expose SAP BW or Snowflake data to external applications like Power BI or SharePoint?
Coming to the Snowflake, the data products can be shared via delta share. And with respect to the question with your like you are sending the data to the other applications like Power BI and all, you can create your data, services, and to that whatever the analytical models you will be creating in your DataSphere, they will be publishing that services or data services, and then it can be used in the Power BI layer, like out of Microsoft layer.
Sure.
And because they, at this point in time, Snowflake has just been come into the BDC family, right? So we are also I know the announcement came in today,
Yeah.
but we have been aware, and we are also at this point in time getting our feet wet with all that. So we'll have a better point of view as we progress. Yeah, go ahead, Jagdish.
Yeah, thank you. And this is like future opportunity of SAP BW in the SAP Business Data Cloud. Means when the customer is moved to the BW, they moved the BW into BDC. These are the capabilities they can utilize. Like they can create their data products, and also they can seamlessly onboarding their data products into custom data products, and also they can use that in the data bricks, and also they can uh, directly create a semantics independent of the data transform solution. And you can see that here on the right side there is a diagram, right? In the SAP BW private cloud there is an info provider. Let's say ADSO is there. That ADSO you are directly pushing the data on metadata and metadata as well as data into that object store of SAP DataSphere. Eventually, on top of that, you will be creating a model, and then it will be published to the data bricks or analytics or planning. And it's in SAP, or you can do that planning also. So all these will enable you to make use of the modernization platform here with respect to your current investments. Next, please. This slide will talk about here the evaluation of SAP DataSphere in the SAP Business Data Cloud. We all know that SAP in the SAP, if the customer is already having SAP DataSphere and they wanted to use the BW data, right? So they can do their mixed modeling here. Like they can combine their existing investment data, and also they can do that new architecture or any design models can be clubbed into one single layer as an analytical layer, and they can create custom applications or intelligent applications can be created over the models. And also they can use these AML related capabilities with respect to your combined data. So all these different SOB Elbow products can also be integrated into your data sphere, and then via the connectors based available connectors over there. Like we do have different connectors like Amazon, Redshift, and Google BigQuery, whatever, whatnot. All these things can be clubbed into a data sphere, and they can harmonize over there, and they can do the analytics over the top of the data sphere, and then they can publish that into an analytical layer of SAC. So it can be a complete end-to-end coverage like here with respect to data sphere. Next, please. Here we can see that how we'll see like the data and means how we are getting the data get stored in the particular SAP LOB data store, object store. When we move the data from SAP info provider to object store, what the BW object will be get stored in the space BW inbound space, which will be created by the when BW generator data generator, and those files will be get stored here in the inbound space. On top of that, there is a what delta table will also be there. That delta table will be used for sharing the data product to outside the environment, and also you can see that there is a transformation jobs which can be apply integrate. I mean, can be done the Apache Spark. So means the Spark engine will run the whatever the transformations it is being done. Next, please. Finally, the third pillar is like innovate. Innovate with the SAP managed data products and intelligent applications, right? Once the innovation is done, you can see that here there is a transition happened, right? When with respect to the BW system is moved towards a BDC within the BDC, and you can see that it's in private cloud, and whatever the sources it is being supported earlier, like ODP, SAP, and other whatnot, it directly you can use that info provider using the data provider generator and create objects, I mean a table in your object store, and then you can create your modeling here in the data sphere as a space. If you see that in the data sphere space, you can see the different data products, and not off of the data product your view is built, and then view will be used in the another space, and finally on top of that analytical model is built. So it's this kind of mixed modeling by using custom data products or any semantic. Suppose let's see the queries are there in your BW system. You wanted to utilize that query directly in the SAP data BDC. That query can be transformed into analytical model via semantic onboarding, and it will be available for readily for reporting. Yeah. Next, please. Yeah. This is like, as we all know that we are talking about data products, right? The data products is nothing but SAP came up with a concept called the uh, medallion architecture. This medallion architecture is basically adapted from the Databricks. We can see that different layers here, that gold, silver, and bronze. These three layers will be acting as a different medallion architecture over here. I mean the raw data raw in the bronze layer, if you see, these are like raw data tables which are directly fetched from the source system. Either it can be S4HANA or any success factors, whatever it may be, based on the SAP LOBs. It's like a basic raw table, and the data product which is related to the silver layer, it can be enhanced. It is already enhanced with the different joins with different tables, and also associations with respect to dimensions and text, and also different hierarchies will be incorporated with input parameters and whatnot. That kind of modeling is already incorporated, and they created one data set as a data product. Those are like, as all the SAP managed data products, LOBs will come under this particular layer, like silver, and like relational modeling. Once the uh, and the final analytical modeling will be like customer managed data products. Once the customer managed data product is nothing but you are building a model based on the SAP data products, means which are being used, which are available from the foundation services. That foundation services it will be shared to your own space once you install it. That installation, once the installation is done, that particular data product will be shared to your space, and then you can create your own custom data products by building analytical models or in that analytical models you'll be doing a different BW things like we do see that the restricted measures, calculated measures, variables, and all these are like BW Bex query features, right? The same kind of features can be incorporated here. These are like custom data BW data products. And finally, the SAP managed intelligent applications, like once your analytical model is available, and then you can create your main application, story, SSC stories or applications by using this analytical models. Like if you install SAP managed internal application, it's like a whatever the flow from beginning to end, like starting from scratch, source to towards end of the story, SAP story, it will be installed. This is called SAP managed. This is like a medallion architecture we can call. Next, please. This is like finally as we all know, right, replacing the BW use cases with SAP data. Slowly we need to adapt to the once the customer is moved to the BW PC, they will be transition towards modern architecture, modernization towards the with respect to BDC, like data sphere. So slowly they will adopt to release that or decommission the BW use cases. This is the process. Like, next, please. The first one is like the replacing the SAP managed data products with intelligent applications. Means here, if you see that left side, there is a SAP ECC which is having our SAP ECC or S4 HANA, which is connected to your BW system, which is on private cloud. Okay. Now, if you see that there is a left side, there is a data source transformations and informs, it's whatever it is there. That layer you will be adopting to you will be replacing with that SAP managed data products. Okay, so means the data source you are replacing with SAP managed data product, and eventually on top of that SAP data product you will be creating your model view, or you will be pointing to that whatever the model you will be whatever the view you built, it will be pointed to the analytical model, and the finally it will be available for story. Here you can see that the query and composite provider, multi-provider will be replaced with the story or analytical model in the or view in the VW, data sphere. Next, please. This slide will talk about here replacing with BW data products. Means if, as we all seeing that in the previous slides also I was talking like a data product generator, right? The data product generator will help you to create your BW investments, like the data assets directly into the data sphere as a local table. Suppose ADSO is moved to data sphere as a data product via data product generator. On top of that, you will be creating a view, analytical model, and direct story on top of that. So eventually you are replacing your assets slowly by decommissioning, by moving towards the modernization. Along with the metadata and as well as data, it will be moved to data sphere. And these like keep on updating, like when until and unless the system is live, you can get that data here. Next. Here, this is like gradually replacing with SAP managed data products here. As I said, right? Suppose let's say you have a the business logics implemented over here in your PW, and if you look at these transformations and the standard data sources here, and you have your replacing with the SAP data manager products. But whatever the business logics you implemented in that BW, if you wanted to replace that in the data sphere, you need to use the flow transformation flows in the within the data sphere to replace your business logics, whatever it is available there, to transform your data to the existing requirement. And then once the data transformation flow is done, it will directly store it in the local table. That local table will be acting as your final source to build a view on top of that analytical model. So eventually you are slowly moving towards modernization platform like this way. This case is like with respect to your custom applications. Like let's say we all know like in the BW we'll be having a custom data sources, right? But apart from the standard data sources, we'll be having custom data sources also. That custom data sources can be uh, replaced with your business BDC. I mean with respect to your data sphere. Once it is moved to the S4 HANA RISE and as well as the BW PCE, whatever once not to be a PC. So once it is moved to S4 HANA PC, then whatever the data source which is available in your S4 or extractor it is available in your S4, you can directly call that extractor in the data sphere as a via replication clause and get it stored in the data sphere itself as a table in the object store. So eventually the transformation, the same transformation, whatever we did earlier, the transformation will be replaced with your transformation flows. And then eventually on top of the transformation flow, you'll be getting a local table. Even following that, the view and top of that model, analytical model and story will be built. Means the query will be replaced with a story, composite provider or multi-provider or any info object ADS was will be replaced with your analytical model. So this kind of transition is happening when you are replacing your use cases. Next, please. This is like a non-SAP BW use cases. As we all see that until now we have seen that SAP use case, right? So if we let's say consider the customer is having a non-SAP data source which is connected to the BW like Oracle DB or something, DB via DB Connect. Now the customer is wanted to connect to the data sphere. Whatever the source it is available in the data non-SAP, it will be again the same flow like what we did earlier. Via replication flows, those will be replicated into the data sphere, or it can be directly created. You can directly import as a remote table, and it will be on top of the remote table. They can build the views on the on-fly, and they can do the final analytical layer on built on top of that. Same like transformation, if there is a transformation exists means they can go with the transformation flow. If there is no transformation, there is a simple one-to-one mapping means that then directly they can import as a remote table as a flow, and that you can build a analytical model on top of that. Next, please. Yeah, this all comes up like different approaches with respect to your BW use cases, like how we can migrate or how we can transition towards a BW environment, BW modernization. This demo will give you like walkthrough of how the data product is being generated within the BW by using the BW data generator. On the same slide, you can present that video, Naveen. There is a demo video. After that, we'll be seeing a live, in the system.
Yeah, we can see everything.
Yeah. See, as you can see that there is advanced DSO they're having in their BW system. They wanted to move this particular advanced DSO to a BDC as a data product generator. Okay, as a data product by using data product generator. This is the BW cockpit. From the BW cockpit, you will be getting a new option called data product generator. Here you will be providing your ADSO, whatever the info provider you wanted to migrate. Once the provide, it will create a subscription over there. Once the subscription is created, you will be able to see that particular table is getting generated. Means on the top you can see the status, right, becoming active now. This is the structure, and once it is saved, you can see that its subscription is created, and you can see that local table deployment status is built in. Means it's deploying that particular table in your data sphere tenant. Means moving to BTC. Once the subscription is created, you can see that executions, and also, you can see that tables which created in the data sphere. This, see, it moved to the data sphere environment, and it is a table it created. And also it can you can access the data from whatever the data you're having in the BW. On top of this, you can directly create a data product, and it can be shared to the data sphere, I mean Databricks, via zero copy approach. This is like the sharing the data product to Databricks. Now, once it is listed, you can see that particular data product in your catalog. Let me walk you through that system demo. I'm taking on my screen. Naveen, please confirm if you are able to see my screen.
It's coming up, Jagdish.
Not yet. Got it.
Yes,
Yeah, there
you
it
can
is.
see.
Okay, yeah, great, thanks. And this is the one ADS we have in our system, like BW system, Zcash. Go to, I mean, this is the BW cockpit. In the BW cockpit, if you see that bid info provider, in the info provider, you can set your whatever the ADS was or info products you want to transfer, you can set here. 1 second. Okay. See, this is the ADS flow we have. Now let's say I wanted to preview the data. Now this particular ADSO is having data, and also it is I wanted to move this particular ADSO to data product as a BW. I mean within the BDC. So let me go back to the main screen. Here you can see that there is a new tab called Data Product Generator for SAP Business Data Cloud. In this, we will be creating a subscription. Once we create a subscription, it will go and sit as a data product within the data sphere. Now let's create one data product here. Choose the source name. This is the IDS flow I have in my system, and the target is like default. Once it is saved, you will be getting a subscription ID here. Let me keep it for now here. Now you can see that the subscription status is unknown as of now, and the local table status is no status available. And it is, you can see that inactive. You can see that different settings also here. You can control your extraction type, like whether it is delta or streaming or full. You can control all these things from your end, and you can see the projections under the under particular ADS of what kind of fields you have and what are the primary keys you have. That kind of structure you can able to see here. And you can see that there is nothing available here as of now, the local table, right? Means it's not, as of now it's not yet activated, and it's not been moved to your data sphere. Now let's activate this. Now see, you can see that the status is getting changed from subscription active to, and the local table status is changing to activating. Means it is doing a background operations by creating the data product within the BDC. See, some status got changed here. It's scheduled and it's running. Now you can see that you got one more tab here, like view local tab. Earlier it was not there. It is taking time actually longer. Yeah, something is success mode here. Activation is successful. Yeah, you can see the status is changed to deployed now. Means a table is created in the backend. I mean, in the BDC as a data product. Now let's run this. Once you run this, it will create, data flows, and then it will move the data from your BW to your BDC data sphere. See that you can see status has changed. And let's click here and see like the table is created or not in the data sphere. We'll see. You can see the direct run of local table match is completed. Here it comes. Yeah, you can see that the table, whatever we created from the ADSO, it is moved to data sphere now as a part, as a data product. And you can also compare that ID like SLDBX, right? That XLDBX you can see here. The same ID, technical ID is created here as a table. And whatever the metadata it is there, you can see that the same columns we have, and also we can preview the data here. See, the data is also moved to the data sphere. Now, if you wanted to share this particular data product as a with respect to your data data bricks. You need to create a data product here and then publish it to your publish it into a catalog. Of catalog of data product. That also you can create from here the data products. You need to create one data product and then initially you need to specify the space. Like our object is got stored in this particular BW space. As I mentioned that it will be stored. Here you need to specify your sample data or something like, and you can need to specify the categories, formations. It is like you can specify industry specific or whatever it is related. Finally, once all these things are required, you may just need to save changes. Sorry, I need to attach that artifact also forgot. See, here comes like you need to attach your artifact, whatever you just created. Our side is like SLDBX, right? Yeah, here it is. Actually, here is the problem with that technical name is not as of now. We cannot search with the technical name. So for now, I think we need to stick with this as until SAP has to come up with a new approach. For fixing this, we can see that SLDBX is there, right? That you can select that SLDBX as your entitlement. Object. Once it is saved, you can see that the status will be. You need to change from you can need to switch the status list. Once it is listed, you will be able to see that this particular data product, whatever you share in your catalog. It is as of now it's listing. Once it is listed, you can able to find that data product under the catalog of marketplace. And also you can maintain that, I mean, you can share, you can create your data products not only for free of charge, you can change the status to any subscription or anything like that can also be done with respect to if you wanted to maintain as a source. As of not listing taking little time. In the interest of time, like let's park it for this moment, and we'll come back to this, and then we'll move towards the next slide. So as in, let me take you to the next slide. This is how we need to generate the data products, and then we need to share to the data breaks. Okay, and coming to now, if we wanted to make use of the data bricks capabilities, as you can see that the SAP Business Data Cloud can integrate with many sources like AWS, and Azure Data Lake, and Google Cloud Platform, and all the different applications like on-premise or anything. So we can connect to a data sphere or with respect to data BDC and the formations, and whatever the AI capabilities we wanted to implement or any joule integrations or things like that, we can do it with respect to BDC and also with the help of Databricks. It will help us to means with the zero copy mechanism will help the customers to maintain like the 80% of the time and cost investment can be reduced. If you see this data products, the data products can be directly accessed into their data bricks as they can do their experimentation, and then also they can do that model evaluations and testing, and also they can use the future engineering, machine learning operations and orchestration and the monitoring. Mainly data products will be like again classified into the two types, like one is SAP managed, and the SAP managed you can see that there is a different SAP LOBs you can see, and also you can see directly integrate with respect directly integration and transmission can be done within the SAP foundation services, and then they can directly utilize in the data zero copy as a zero copy approach in the Databricks. Similarly, the custom managed applications can also be integrated like S4HANA and ECC and BW for any third-party applications. Like all these can be integrated with the help of data products. Similarly, what we have seen in the BW modernization, I mean BDC for different personas, right? So in the Databricks also we'll be having a different personas here. One is like data scientist, the other one is like data engineer, and the data analyst. Data scientist will try to do the curated SAP curated data, and also they work on the collaborated notebooks with respect to Python and Spark engines, and they also do their advanced analytics on top of by doing the experimenting on the ML models. And coming to the data engineer will do the blending, and also they will be doing the unstructured processing that semi-structured and unstructured data, and also they can do the curated models and create the data pipelines. That kind of activities will be performed by the data engineer. Data analyst eventually we will be like analytics, move to the analytics, and whatever the data is came from the different layers even from the Databricks as a data product, they can be consumed into analytics as a part. if you look at this particular use case, like this scenario will cover like one of the use case, like one end-to-end relation, I mean, coverage of application. And if we consider the SAP source, we are getting the source from the SAP S/4HANA, and it comes to the SAP Foundation Services once the data product is installed, or and it will go and sit in the data sphere, right? The data sphere will be having all the catalogs. And so when the data product is move on top of the data product, they will be creating a views, and eventually it will be applied for the reporting and as well as the story. In the same way, the data products can be shared to the Unity catalog of SAP Databricks. That in the Unity catalog, they will be seeing all the entities, and on top of the entities, they will be writing some algorithms or any machine learning codes in by using notebooks, and they can prepare a data set. Whatever the data set is prepared, it is moving again. They will push back to the SAP BDC data product as a data product. They will combine this particular data ML data set into your analytical model, and then you can publish your forecast or publish your I mean, whether it can be forecasting or prediction can be done by merging with actuals and forecast, and they can do the reporting on top of that. So that kind of ML capabilities can be covered here. Let me walk you through the quick demo of this like the end-to-end process. Let me see meantime whether it is listed or not. Yeah, still listing in process. Maybe it's taking time. Let's go to our demo.
Yeah, let's go.
Yep. You can see that this is the business BDC cockpit, and this is the interface for the business cockpit, and you'll be having a different tiles here like intelligent applications and data products and data packages, and as well as system landscapes I was mentioning, right? And earlier someone asked the questions like where we can see that the different landscape. Here we can see that different landscape, like with respect to this is called formation. Under this formation, you can see different systems they maintain. Let's say this is like development. Similarly, kind of they will be having a different kind of environment or like a quality or something. They will be having one more formation. So all these formations can be maintained in the one single layer and accessible over the here. For example, if you see this, you will in the under this entitlement formation, you will be having different systems like Databricks, DataSphere is provisioned, and SFC is provisioned, and S/4HANA Private Cloud Edition 2023 version is provisioned here. And whatever the data products I'm talking about, all this will be comes under this particular search as a metadata catalog. In this metadata catalog, you will be finding all the data products, and once the whatever the data products you will be installed or it will be shared from the database, you can able to see here. If you select the data products, you can see that all the data products are listed in the particular BDC tenant. And here it comes the intelligent application. The SAP is saying that intelligent application is like end-to-end bot of the box reporting. So for example, as of now, SAP has launched the one of the application called Working Capital Care and Insights. It feels like it's a combination of all the three, I mean, finance with respect to AR, AP, and all these things all come together and created one application. Means once the user installs this particular, I mean, install this particular application, it will create an end-to-end data flow from starting from SSC storage to uh, fetching the data from the source, along with the analytical models in between the data sphere. Along with that, you'll be having a data packages. In the data packages, you will be seeing uh, all the different functional areas, like with respect to your functional areas. Let's say if you see these particular sales data products, you'll be having a different entities here. In the different entities, like whatever the business objects, I mean, entities related to sales, like billing document, all these are entities. These are like data products, means directly consumed in your modeling. like if we say this particular sales order, in general, if we go to the BW, we'll be seeing like 2 LIS, 11 VA HDR and the item, right? That kind of extractors can be directly replaced with your data products. So once the data products are installed, you can able to see this application. I mean, what do you call? You can able to see this data products in your data sphere. How do I do this? Yeah. If it's now I'll go to the data sphere. Now I will take one before going to do that. This is the one of the sample. I mean, the one of the intelligent application we created from by using the BDC application, BDC data products. If you look at this particular dashboard, this dashboard will give you the overall picture of like a sales with respect to the particular year 2025. And all these like we can see the different demographics graphics we applied here, and also you can see that the revenue and different KPIs we created, and also you can see that different charts over here, revenue by country. And also the most important thing is like here, if you see that there is a trend here, and if you look at this particular trend from the chart, and in the system currently we are having the data from 2025 Q1 for the actuals. Based on the actuals, we predicted the next 3 quarter sales by using the data bricks using AML capabilities. That prediction it came to in this chart like Q2, Q3, Q4. This how the flow we created, like how I'll explain like how exactly the flow is built. Means with respect to the dashboard, like we can see that we can different layers. Let me walk you through that model first, and then we'll go there. How we can utilize that data product and then to create analytics on top of that. In the data sphere, you'll be having a main spaces will be like injection space, which is nothing but your SAP foundation services. I mean, once you whatever the data it will be creating, installed, it will get stored in the particular injection space and as a by using replication flows. And once the data is table is installed from the BDC cockpit, that particular entity will come under your own space. For example, if I wanted to see that particular sales order entity which is already installed, okay. See, these are the entities, right? Means we have seen from the intelligent application. You can see that this is a SAP manager. Someone has also asked that, right, in the earlier, how we can manage the, security. This is the SAP Foundation services. We cannot create anything, access anything from this SAP managed space. All these will come together from the SAP managed only as a share mechanism. It's like a view purpose only we can do it. You can see that it is shared to my space under from SAP managed. We cannot access directly or anything until unless you have access for that. So these are the two entities we can see that for with respect to sales order. And now let's go to the model directly in the interest of time. Let me go there first. You see this particular sales document item model created on for this. Let me show you the path cleanness. Whatever the analytics report you have, SSC dashboard you have seen is built on top of this analytical model. You can see that there are different spaces involved here. One is like SAP managed. SAP managed, you can see that different items, sales order and sales order item, which are coming as a data products. These are the SAP managed data products which are coming from foundation services. Once these, you can see that there is a lock also unauthorized. Means we cannot do anything from this. Once these are objects shared to your particular space, then you can utilize this in your particular own user space and then create a model on top of that. And also you can see that there is one more space called S4 injection space, which is means nothing but whatever the currency conversion flows you will be having, like tables, and once you replicate, then it will create a replication flows with respect to your from your S4 HANA to your injection space, and then it will create a corresponding tables and it will be pushed to your space. On top of that, you will be creating a model, and then probably finally you will be creating a model. Once the harmonization is completed, you will be creating model. So like that, similarly, we'll be having a billing. For our case, we have taken the sales and billing applications here. So this will be like actuals, and coming to the data bricks for the forecasting. If you look at this particular workbook which we created, we are getting the data from data bricks. I mean, via delta share, we are accessing that whatever the sales orders items is there, the table, whatever the data product it is there, right? That data product we accessed it from the delta. We are accessing via delta share, and then we are doing some manipulations over the data, like by taking the required columns here, and then as you can see, this is the delta share. Means 0 copies. We are not doing any external storage or something. Directly, we are taking it as a source and utilizing it. So here we'll be taking different columns, and based on the data frames, we'll be getting material groups and then whatnot, like the different columns we whatever we got, and we know, right? We need to do that data manipulation with respect to time period. So we are just converting that into different quarters, wherever it is falling under that particular quarter, and after that, we'll be doing a group by over here. Means finally ending creating a final data frame with respect to your data source based on the material groups. Once the material group is ready, and with respect to the aggregated sum and also the time frames, we need to do that on hard encoding with respect to the categorical data. Which means like we are trying to convert that data whatever we got into a categorical columns, like which will eventually able to ML model can able to understand that categorical columns. Means it mean in terms of 0 and 1s only. So that part, for that we need to convert into that model. So like what you can see that everything will be maintained like 0 and 1. Wherever it is available, it will be like 1. Once the data frames are completed, and here we are training that model, like we are using random forest regression model to train the ML model, and then based on the training model, we are giving some test data as a 0.3%, and then the test mode data is once the testing is completed, the training is completed, and the required forecasting values we got from the ML prediction model. That ML prediction model will be populating with the Q3, Q2, Q3, Q4 that will be listed to your planned values. So like this, we we created our own, the actuals, which are based on the um, ML model. So we got that particular data set. Once the data set is ready, and then we will be moving the data set to the data product as a data set as a data product. We need to push that data product. Once the data product is available, that data product will be pushed to BDC. And as if you see that particular, there is a product called revenue predict. Table called revenue predict. It will be pushed back to the data product. Now, if you go back to data uh, catalog and marketplace in the data sphere, there you can see that particular once in the marketplace, you will be having an option called again data product, data products, and you can see that revenue predict. whatever the data set you send back, it will come to Databricks. You can see that it's coming from Databricks. Means what the data set we prepared and which is available in our catalog, it pushed back to here. This data product, again, once we install this, it will go and sit in our user space. I mean, within your user space of DataSphere. That particular table can be, I mean, view can be used in your analytical model and publish it back to the SEC, so that you can do that forecasting with respect to your SEC. This is how we can do that analytical model by using the Databricks capabilities. And here you can see a different overviews here. And also from here, we can do that drill down with respect to your country level and then city level. All these demographs also will be adjusted based on that. Like this, we have different overview, like a different in this application we'll be having a different overviews, like order overview is there, customer overview is there. That kind of analytic, one kind of and it's an analytic application, or we can call it like a custom intelligent application also as well. Yeah, this how we did that particular demo by using this AML capabilities along with the SAP data products. Yeah, that's all. I think I covered most. Let me see if it is listed or not, but it's taking too much time, I think, maybe because of lack of resources.
Yeah, I think while we do that,
Yeah,
we have about 8 minutes
yeah,
before we wrap up.
sure. I'm myself, from my side, it is completed. Yeah, thank you so much. Over to you, Abby.
Very, very good. Thank you. I know we have not got a whole lot of folks asking questions right now, so I'm thinking that the responses. But we wanted to do one quick thing before we are done. We want to quickly run some polls, right? We want to just gauge the response. We want to see what is the response. So I know we wanted to also leave a little bit of this thing for Q&A, but I think we have had a couple of Q&As already. So Naveen, let's go ahead and run one or two of those
Yes.
polls just to gauge this thing, right? Go ahead. Okay. So this is the first of the poll. As we look into the whole exercise of BW modernization, we want to understand at this point in time, where are you in your system? What is your current system? Is it ECC or is it S4? Where are you in that, right? So go ahead and take the poll.
We'll
We leave
just
it there.
take 10-15 seconds and probably we can shift to the next set of questions.
Okay. All right, Naveen, bring the next set. And okay, this is a few questions that we want to again drill further down into your journey, right? So please go ahead and sing. It's just a yes and a no, and very straightforward. So please go ahead and provide your choices. Let's bring the next one.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the next set, right? There's 3 questions here as well with a yes and a no. Please provide your responses. Okay, now on to the next one. Okay, this is the number 4. We have 3 questions here as well. So please provide your yes and no's. And remember, there is no, it's not a quiz or a test. It's just for us to gauge and understand how we actually take the interactions further, right? So that's the objective. Should be a fairly yes, no. And yeah, let's go on to the next one. There you go. That's the fifth of the one. Again, another 3 set questions, basically telling us a yes and a no on some of your modernization of your SAP BW. All right, next one. Okay, this is the sixth set of questions. Again, 3 more. That just gives us a yes and a no response. And please feel free to scroll down. I think there's furthermore, there's 4 and 5 as well. So sorry, I didn't see that, but you can scroll your bar and give us a response on that front as well. The last question over there that you will see is number 5. So that will tell you that you're at the end of the board. Okay, great. Let's go to the last one. All right, this is the last question that we have from the list of the poll. So, but this is not a yes and no, rather it's a multiple choice that you have. And let us know what is your choice, and then we'll definitely get all the inputs, and that'll give us a very firm understanding on what we do. So I know we've got a couple of minutes. I want to quickly take a thing to see if there is any other questions that you want to chat with the chat that we can help answer, or we will even Naveen will share our email addresses. Happy to provide that as well. But Naveen will share his contacts. Always reach out. Naveen will direct us to the right thing. But anything else that we would like to answer? Anything that on the demo that Jagdish showed? Anything on the contents? Anything that you want to know about Yash or our data analytics practice, please use your time to put that in. Otherwise, we want to thank everyone who joined. Thank you for all those who stayed back. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for the response. And if there's anything else that you need, please reach out to our host, which is Naveen. Naveen, you want to wrap up?
Yeah, a special thanks to Jagdish and you, AB. I mean, your presence and contribution has definitely made this workshop a success for us. I'm sure the audience would definitely be fascinated and what they've learned today. So we will be back with another SAP Data and Analytics Discovery Days workshop, and we'll keep educating on the latest and greatest by SAP. So till then, thank you all. Thank you for joining. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, thanks for your support, and thanks, AB. Thanks, Naveen. Thanks, audience.